We go to the bottom of the first here at Volpe Field with Susquehanna leading 1-0. It'll be Nick Raposa, Jake Elston, and Connor Campbell, the first three up in the bottom of the first, with the Royals looking to respond. Raposa entered today, hitting .288 on the season. He takes one high for ball one. In game one, Raposa went 1 for 4. He walked once and was hit by 2 pitches in that game. He takes that one up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. The pitcher for Susquehanna is Anthony Colucci. Colucci misses up and in, 3-0. And Raposa takes that one in for strike one. Colucci is a senior from Denville, New Jersey. And the right-hander finds himself behind on the count to Raposa, 3-1. And he fouls it straight back. And the count is 3-2. Coming into today, Colucci 2-3 record, 4.98 ERA, and 34 1/3 innings pitched. His 3-2-2 Raposa just misses outside, ball 4. And Raposa is on with the leadoff walk. And I'll bring up the third baseman, Jake Elston. So Raposa on first after the walk. Elston came into today hitting .444. That's tops on the team. And he went 2 for 5 in game one. That ball skips away from Mancuso, the catcher, but Raposa stays put. A ball and no strikes to Jake Elston. Elston leads the team with 2 home runs this season. He drove in 3 in the Royals' 19-13 victory in game one, and he takes a strike here. Colucci is allowed 48 hits and 34 1/3 innings pitched. Only 14 walks and 23 strikeouts. That curveball misses down and in. 2 balls and a strike now. Raposa takes off. It's hit the other way and through the left side, a base hit. So the hit and run works for the Royals. As Elston has the Royals' first hit of the day. And now with runners on first and second, it'll bring up Connor Campbell. Campbell on the season, 27 for 79, hitting over .330 for the Royals. And he drops down a bunt here, gets it down, but it'll roll foul for strike one. Connor drove in a run in the first game of the doubleheader. He also scored 3 times. Campbell reached base in that game 4 times as well. 2 hits and 2 walks. He bats here with the Royals down 1-0. But 2 runners on and nobody out. Scranton is threatening. Campbell looks to swing away here. He takes that one outside. A ball and a strike. Royals looking to answer early in this one. It took them until the 3rd to get their first run in the last inning. Raposa takes off, and he's picked off, and now he's in a pickle. That throw goes off of Raposa's head, and both runners are going to be safe. Raposa, who's a magnet for the ball, he leads the team in hit by pitches. That time, the throw from the third baseman, Rossi, hit Raposa in the head. They're trying to argue some sort of interference, but The umpire disagrees, and the Royals have runners on second and third. Only Nick Raposa that happens to. And so now Campbell has 2 runners in scoring position. The count is 1-1. That's a curveball in for a strike, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Colucci. High fly ball in the right center field gap. McCulloch over. He'll make the catch. Both runners tag. Raposa will score with ease. And to third goes Elston. And Campbell drives in the Royals' first run of the day, and we're even at 1 apiece.
First baseman, number 12, John Zarnowski.
So now with 1 away and Elston at third, Zarnowski will bat, and he is able to check his swing for ball 1. That one's grounded foul on the first base line. 1 ball and 1 strike to Zarnowski. Zarnowski in the first game, 1 for 3. Drove in 3 runs for the Royals. Reached base 3 times. Had a hit and 2 walks. He takes that one right down the middle, a ball and 2 strikes. Zarnowski 22 for 75 on the season. Hitting nearly 300 for the Royals. The 1-2, and he pokes it foul and out of play. Zarnowski leads the team in runs driven in. He's got 30 on the year after his 3 RBI game in the first game of the series. And he's got Elston at third. That one's grounded to the right side. It'll get through into right field, and Zarnowski's got an RBI single. He's going to take a turn and head for second, and he is in there safely. The right fielder, Himaleski, was taking his time, and Zarnowski took advantage, and he winds up at second base. And the Royals have a 2-1 lead. So they give Zarnowski a double. So he hustles that one out. And the Royals have scored 2 in the inning in response to the Riverhawks 1 in the top half of the inning. We've got a mound visit here. So they'll try and cool down Colucci here. And Vin Napolitano will bat now for the Royals. Napolitano, 2 for 4, 4 runs driven in. He walked twice and stole a base in the game earlier today. And he bats with a runner in scoring position and takes strike 1. Napolitano hitting .412 coming into the day. And that's improved after his 2 for 3 day earlier. That one's grounded to shortstop. Buso's got it. His throw to first is in time, and Napolitano is retired. And that's the second out of the inning. And now Matt Query will bat.
Shortstop number 5, Matt Query.
Query's been red hot recently, but went 0 for 4 in the first game of today's doubleheader. He bats with a runner in scoring position and takes ball 1. Came in today hitting .366. That would be second on the team behind Elston. That one misses away. 2 balls and no strikes. If Query can keep the inning going, Heineman waits on deck. Query's the 6th batter of the inning for the Royals. And he skies one down the right field line. It'll go out of play and into the river for a long strike 1. So Zarnowski at second. He doubled home a run. 2-1 Royals. 2 balls on a strike. And a throw to second base. It goes into center field. Almost hit Zarnowski. Just skimmed over his helmet. We've seen a couple of errant throws from both pitchers on pickoff moves. Johnson to first. That sent McCulloch to third from first on the errant throw. And now here, no damage happens as Colucci throws it into center field. The 2-1 to Query. That one misses upstairs. 3-1. And again, Heineman waits on deck. The 3-1 in the dirt for ball 4. Mancuso keeps it in front of him. So Zarnowski stays put at second, and the Royals have first and second, 2 out for Jack Heineman. Heineman 4 for 6, scored 3 runs, drove in 3 runs. He had a double in that game as well, also stole a base. So Heineman was active in the first game of today's doubleheader. He bats with 2 on. Takes 1 outside for ball 1. That one's up and in. 2-0. Heineman now 20 for 72 on the season, and he skies one out to center field, hit pretty well, sending McCulloch back. He spins around and makes the catch to end the inning, but the Royals scored 2 runs on 2 hits. They strand 2. We'll go to the second. 2-1 Royals. The Royals with a 2-1 lead will send up John Zarnowski, Vin Napolitano, and Matt Query, 4, 5, and 6 in the order, to face Anthony Colucci here in the bottom of the 3rd. Zarnowski hustled out a double in the 1st inning, lined a ball to right field and caught Hemileski, the right fielder, off guard. And he swings at the first pitch and lifts it out to left center field. And over to make the catch is Hayduke for the first out. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Napolitano, the DH. Grounded out to shortstop in his first AB of the day. 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, grounds it through the right side, a base hit. And the Royals have a 1-out base runner. So with Napolitano at first base, that's going to bring up Matt Query, the shortstop. He walked in his first at bat. He bats here with a runner on. First pitch. This is high for ball 1. Both of these pitchers allowed runs in the first. Johnson allowed 1 run in the top of the first. And Colucci allowed 2. There goes the runner. It's a hit and run. And they are going to call Matt Query. Actually, doesn't look like they're going to call Matt Query out on interference here. The catcher, Mancuso, And Query made contact as Mancuso tried to throw out Napolitano, who steals second. And the umpires will gather here and discuss whether or not that was interference on Query. We saw interference earlier in the game. In the first inning, Joe Healy, when Rossi and Morrow tried to double steal, he was called out for interference. Now the umpire is discussing here whether they're going to call Query out or not. They are going to call him out. They're going to call Query out on batter's interference. They're going to send Napolitano back to first on batter's interference. So Coach Bartoletti now speaking with both umpires. They explain to him their decision. As it stands, Query is out on batter interference, and Napolitano has to go back to first. The original call was not out on interference, but they discussed and the umpires changed the call. So that's going to be the second out of the inning. The second time we saw batter interference today. And so that will bring up Jack Heineman. He flew out to center field in his first at bat, 0 for 1. He bats with Napolitano at first. A quick check on Napolitano by Colucci, but he's back in there diving safely. Not a big lead at first base with 2 out. Here's the first pitch. Heineman, first pitch swinging. Fouls one away. Colucci sets at the belt, delivers, hit hard on the ground to second base, bobbled, but enough time for Schenman to throw out Heineman, and that will end the inning. So the Royals, they strand one. No runs on one hit. And we'll go to the fourth inning. 2-1 Royals. Bottom of the fourth inning here at Volpe Field. We're tied 2-2 between the University of Scranton Royals and the Susquehanna Riverhawks. Brendan Douthit will lead it off in the bottom of the fourth for Scranton. First pitch taking all the way, misses inside from Colucci for ball 1. Douthit 0 for 1, grounded out right back to the pitcher. That one misses for ball 2, 2-0. Douthit, Lopez, and Raposa due up in the inning for the Royals in a tie game. Scranton looking to respond after Susquehanna got a run in the top half of the fourth. That one's in for a called strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to the Royal catcher. The 2-1. Misses down and away, 3-1. Royals had a leadoff base runner only in the first inning. That was Raposa, who came in home and scored. That one's in for a strike, 3-2. Susquehanna, on the other hand, they've had 3 different innings with a leadoff base runner. That one's popped up on the infield. It's the pitcher who's going to make the catch. You don't see that often. A lot of times the pitchers will call and then have a shortstop or the third baseman call them off, but that one was Colucci all the way who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So now Jake Lopez will bat.
11, Jake Lopez.
Lopez singled in his first at bat. It's only a bat in the second, 1-for-1. He takes an off-speed up and in for ball one. That one's grounded up the middle. Buso with a sliding grab. The throw to first. Not in time as it took him off the base. The first baseman, Healy, arguing his foot was on the bag. But the first base umpire disagrees, and so Lopez will reach. We'll see if they give him a single or if they'll charge an error to Buso, who made a nice sliding play.
Second baseman, number 31, Nick Raposa.
So now Nick Raposa will bat with one out and Lopez on first. First pitch to Raposa is in there for strike one. They do give Lopez an infield single there, so he's 2 for 2. And Raposa bats now. He's 1 for 1, a walk, and scored a run in the first and singled in the second. And he's quickly down in the count, 0-2. A check on Lopez at first from Colucci, but he's back in there safely. One out in the inning. Raposa down 0-2, and he takes that one, and it just misses. A 1-2 count now to the Royals' second baseman. Here's the 1-2. Fouled straight back into the netting. Raposa with a good swing there, stays alive in the at-bat. Colucci set to deal the 1-2. Here it comes. Bounce foul toward the Royal dugout. Lopez dancing off of first base. The 1-2. That one misses low as the umpire signals 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some remarks from the crowd here. The Susquehanna faithful didn't agree with the call, but it is called the ball, so it's 2-2 to Raposa. Lopez on first. Here's the 2-2. High fly ball hit well out to left field. Hayduke going back, spinning around, and he makes the catch. Back to first, scrambling goes Lopez, and he'll be back without a throw as Raposa flies out to left field. Nice play by Hayduke. He got turned around but stayed with it. And now that'll bring up Jake Elston with 2 out and Lopez still at first.
Third baseman, number 2, Jake Elston.
Jake Elston singled and stole a base in the first, flew out in the second. 1 for 2 today, and he takes ball one. Swing and a miss from Elston, 1-1. Lopez at first base, only 4 stolen base attempts on the season. He's 3 for 4. He takes a big lead at first base, was jumping towards second. Colucci tosses it over to first, but not a very competitive pickoff move there. And Lopez just distracting Colucci at first. Small lead here again. He takes a jump towards second. He stays put, and Elston pops this one up on the left side. Coming over is Rossi, sliding, and he makes the catch. Tony Rossi with a sliding catch by the Royals dugout to end the inning. The Royals strand 1. We'll go to the 5th inning, tied 2-2. Bottom of the fifth inning here at a 2-2 tie game between the Riverhawks of Susquehanna and your Scranton Royals. Scranton will send up 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. Campbell, Zarnowski, and Napolitano are due up in the inning. Connor Campbell leads it off. He's 0 for 1. He lined out in the second and had a sacrifice fly in the first.
Off the Royals, left fielder number 14, Connor Campbell.
And he bats here against Colucci. The first pitch is inside for ball 1. Susquehanna, they scored 1 in the top of the first. The Royals then scored 2 in the bottom. As Campbell takes an off speed for strike 1. Then no score for either team in the second and third. And Susquehanna, they wound up tying the game against Johnson in the top of the fourth. And we're now in the bottom of the fifth, tied at 2. That one catches the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Connor Campbell. Susquehanna, 2 runs on 6 hits. The Royals, 2 runs on 6 hits. Campbell waves and misses. The throw to first base, unnecessary. And Campbell goes down swinging for the first out of the fifth. That's just the first strikeout of the game for Colucci. Not a big strikeout pitcher, but he's got his first against Campbell, and now he'll face Zarnowski, who takes one that apparently caught the outside corner, 0-1. Colucci's 0-1 to Zarnowski. That one misses outside. 1-1. Zarnowski 1 for 2 today. RBI double in the first, flew out in the third. And he fouls one out of play. 1-2. Here's Colucci's 1-2. Curveball doesn't drop. Stays up. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the Royal cleanup hitter. The DH Napolitano awaits on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in a tie game. Zarnowski fouls another one off. Out of play, and the count stays 2-2. One misses down and in to Zarnowski, and he's run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Royals have had base runners in every inning. Here's the 3-2, and he skies one foul down the left field line. Zarnowski continues to stay alive in the at-bat. Royals have had the leadoff base runner on in the inning just 1 time in the first 5. That was Raposa in the first. He scored. The 3-2. That one misses high for ball 4, and Zarnowski draws the walk. So a 1-out base runner for Napolitano. Napolitano grounded out to short in his first at bat and singled in the third. He also stole a base but was called back to first base after batter interference. And Napolitano takes one for a strike, 0-1. Zarnowski at first, not much of a stolen base threat. 2 for 4 on the season. And Napolitano lays off that pitch that's low, and it's 1-1. Small lead at first for Zarnowski. Colucci's pitch. He is on the corner. 1-2. Colucci deals. That one just misses. Colucci wanted the call. Doesn't get it. Colucci's pitch again. Grounded to third base, hit softly. The throw goes to second for one, back to first, not nearly in time to double up Napolitano. But Rossi to Shenman, they get the force out at second. Zarnowski is retired. And there's 2 out in the inning, and that's going to bring up Matt Query.
Shortstop number 5, Matt Queer.
Query 0 for 1 was called out on batter's interference in his last at bat in the third. He also walked in the first. A ball and no strike. Here it is. Swing and a miss. A big hack from Query, but he comes up empty. The Royals, through the first 4 innings, they've scored 2 runs, and they've stranded 6 runners. As Query takes that one for a strike, and it's 1-2. And Colucci, after allowing 2 runs in the first, the Royals sent up 7 batters to the plate. They scored 2 hits and 2 runs. There goes the runner. The pitch just misses outside, and Napolitano takes second without a throw. So this time he gets the stolen base. And now a runner in scoring position for Query. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out. Tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes Colucci's pitch. Up and in, a ball. 3-2. And if Query can reach here and keep the inning going, Jack Heineman awaits on deck. Again, after that 2-run first inning against Colucci, he settled in nicely. Royals trying to break through. Swing and a miss. The tag is applied by Mancuso, and Query strikes out to end the inning. The Royals strand 1. We'll go to the 6th inning, tied at 2. So after a long inning in the top of the 6th, Anthony Colucci goes back to the mound. He's been given a 9-2 lead, and he fires strike 1 to Jack Heineman. It's Heineman, Douthit, and Lopez. 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the Royals as they look to get back into this game after Susquehanna exploded for 7 in the top half of the inning. But quickly, Colucci gets ahead on the count, 0-2. Heineman today 0 for 2. Flew out and grounded out. Down on the count 0-2 here. That one he just got a piece right into the dugout, caught by a coach. Count stays 0-2 on Heineman. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Just the 3rd strikeout of the game for Colucci. He had 2 in the 5th and now 1 here to begin the 6th. We'll have a pinch hitter for Brendan Douthit. It's Jared Casella. So Casella will pinch hit for the catcher Douthit. Douthit leads the game today. going 0 for 2, grounded out in the second and popped out in the fourth. And now Casella will bat for the Royals.
Pinch hitting for the Royals, number 9, Jared Casella.
Casella pinch hit in the first game of the doubleheader. He walked and scored a run. And he takes one for a strike. So clearly for Colucci, after sitting in the dugout for what was an extremely long sixth inning, he's come right back out firing strikes. And that 0-1 pitch is in there, 0-2. So Colucci, after allowing 2 runs in the first, hasn't allowed a run since then. That one misses down and away, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. 3 in a row going back to the last out of the fifth. And Casella goes down swinging, and now with 2 outs, that will bring up the center fielder Jake Lopez. 4 of the last 5 outs for Colucci have been strikeouts, all of which have been swinging. Now Lopez will bat. He's 2 for 2. He takes strike 1. Lopez singled in the second, had an infield single in the fourth, again 2 for 2. He's been swinging a hot bat lately. That one misses way inside, 1-1. Susquehanna, 9 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The Royals, 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. They've got a lot of work to do here, down 9-2. That one's grounded down the third baseline and fair. A base hit, the third of the game for Lopez. The third baseman, Rossi, was playing way off the bag, and Lopez went with the pitch, and he gets his third hit of the day. Now we'll go back to the top of the lineup. It's Nick Raposa. He'll bat here in the sixth with 1 on and 2 out.
Second baseman, number 31, Nick Raposa.
Walked in the first, scored a run. Singled in the second, flew out in the fourth. 1 for 2. And he takes ball 1. Lopez leads off first. The 1-0 pitch to Raposa is inside a ball, 2-0 now to the Royals' second baseman. Colucci looks at Lopez over his shoulder and deals the 2-0 to Raposa, misses outside, 3-0. There is some throwing down in the Susquehanna bullpen, but it's up there in right field by the 375 sign. Can't quite see who that is from our perspective. It's a 3-0 count to Raposa, and he takes one on the inside corner, 3-1. If Raposa can keep the inning alive, it's Jake Elston on deck for the Royals. There's the 3-1. That one misses down, and Raposa's on base for the third time today with a 2-out walk. And that will bring up Jake Elston with 2 on and 2 out. Royals down by 7 after the 7th spot in the top half of the 6th. We'll have a mound visit here, and we'll see if that's going to do it for Colucci. And if it is, he's done a fantastic job settling in. No signal yet. And he will stay in the game. So a strategical mound visit here for Susquehanna. Colucci will stay in the ball game. But the Royals, they're threatening here. Lopez at second, he singled with 2 out. Raposa at first, he just walked.
Third baseman, number 2, Jake Elston.
And now Jake Elston will bat. Elston has 25 runs driven in on the season. He's got 2 runners on here with 2 out. First pitch, thinks about show and bunt, but pitch misses outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Show and bunt again, pulls it back, 2-0. The third baseman, Rossi, was playing a step or 2 behind the base. First baseman, Book, playing way back behind the bag and behind Raposa. The 2-0, he shows bunt again, but pulls it back 2-1. And a check at first, a lazy lollipop throw from Colucci to Busso. The count remains 2-1 to Elston. Lopez at second, Raposa at first, 2 out. 9-2 Susquehanna lead. Here's the pitch, up and in. 3-1 now. And if Elston can continue the inning, it's Connor Campbell waiting on deck. Elston in the driver's pitch here. Here's the pitch. That one misses up and away, ball 4. And back-to-back 2-out walks for the Royals loads the bases for Connor Campbell. And it looks like that's going to do it for Anthony Colucci, and that will be it. So he will leave this game after throwing 5 2/3 innings. He's responsible for all 3 runners on base. So far, he's allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. But again, he's responsible for the 3 base runners on the base for the Royals. We'll have a pitching change. We'll be right back after this. Sort of loaded. The new pitcher is Jack Greco. Pitched in 1 game so far this season. He got 2 outs, allowed 1 hit, and 2 runs no earned against Juniata. His first pitch is outside, ball 1 to Connor Campbell. Okay, Greco comes into relief with the bases loaded, trying to pick up Colucci, who went 5 2/3, allowed 7 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. That one misses down and away, 2-0 now to Campbell. So far, Colucci has allowed 2 runs, but again, he's responsible for all the runners on base in this inning. And he's going to need some help from Greco to try and pick him up. Greco, a junior from Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. That one misses down and away. The ball gets away from the catcher. Coming home to score is Lopez, and the Royals get a run. It's 9-3. So Lopez comes home to score. On the wild pitch, and it's now 3-0 to Campbell, who takes one outside. That ball gets behind the catcher, but Raposa will stay at third wisely. That ball ricocheted right back to Mancuso, and the bases are loaded again here for Zarnowski now. So it's Raposa at third who walked, Elston on second who walked, and Campbell is on first. He just walked. And the bases are loaded for Zarnowski. Greco came into this game. He's yet to throw a strike. That one almost hits Zarnowski. Jumps out the way.
First baseman number 12, John Zarnowski.
And the catcher, Mancuso, will go talk to his pitcher, try and settle him down. 5 pitches, 5 straight balls from Greco. So now Colucci has allowed 3 runs. He's responsible for Raposa on third, as well as Elston on second. And Campbell is Greco's man at first. 1 ball and no strikes, 2 out. A 9-3 game. The center fielder, McCulloch, shaded way toward left field, so there's a big gap in right center for Zarnowski. There's the 1-0. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1. Zarnowski 1 for 2, doubled an RBI in the first. Flew out and then walked in the 5th. 1 for 2. He's been on base twice. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul ball out of play, and it's 1-2. So Greco, after throwing 5 straight balls, comes back with 2 strikes in a row. A called strike and a foul ball. And he's in the driver's seat here. Bases juiced, 1 run already home. Royals only have 1 hit in the inning. They've walked 3 times. Here's the pitch. Misses down and away, 2-2. If Zarnowski can keep the inning going, Napolitano is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Here's the pitch. That one misses down, and the count runs full, 3-2. So with 3-2 and 2 out, the runners will be in motion. Raposa, Elston, and Campbell, the runners for the Royals. 9-3 game. Here's Greco's 3-2 to Zarnowski. Fouled back, and he stays alive. Zarnowski choked up on the bat a little bit here with 2 strikes. Not something you see often, especially with a big cleanup hitter. He does so here. And we'll do this 3-2 pitch again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And he will take a look at the runner on second, but Elston wasn't far off the bag yet. So we'll do it again. Here comes a 3-2 from Greco to Zarnowski. The pitch. Fouled back again. Zarnowski stays alive. He's going to make us wait at least 1 more pitch. It's currently a 6-run lead for Susquehanna. They got 7 in the top of the inning. Royals threatening here. 3-2 again to Zarnowski. Misses outside for ball 4. Raposa comes in to score. And the Royals inch a little bit closer. It's 9-4. That run will be charged to the previous pitcher, Colucci. He is still responsible for Elston at second.
Designated hitter number 24, Vince Napolitano.
To the second run driven into the day for Zarnowski. That is the 4th straight walk. And that one hits Napolitano, and another run will come home. Elston scores, and it's 9-5 Susquehanna. And that's going to do it for Greco, who just like Walsh in the top of the inning for the Royals, came in with 2 out, couldn't get an out. A few runs, 0.86 ERA. 13 walks in just 16 2/3 innings. He comes into the game with the bases loaded. Matt Query is the 9th batter sent to the plate by the Royals. And the bases are still loaded with 2 away. And the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. The inning started with back-to-back strikeouts, but then a single, 4 straight walks and a hit by pitch have led the Royals to score 3 runs, and the bases are still loaded. Again, only 1 hit in the inning for Scranton. Here's the 1-0. That one misses up and away, and now Mariella struggling to throw strikes. 2 balls and no strikes to Query. 0 for 2 today. That one catches the corner, and it's 2-1. Query in the driver's seat here. Again, 6 straight Royals have reached. It started with a Lopez single, then walks for Raposa. Elston, Campbell, Zarnowski, and a hit by pitch for Napolitano is where we're at now. The 2-1, swing and a miss. He chased the high fastball. Query helps out the Susquehanna pitching staff, and it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Query. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the inning is over. 3 runs come home on 1 hit. The Royals leave him loaded. We'll go to the 7th inning, 9-5 Susquehanna.